everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Alexandra, and I am welcoming me back again from another hiatus. I don't remember exactly for how long I was gone. I think maybe a week, a little more. I apologize. It wasn't a hiatus per se. As you can see here clearly, I was working on this big McMansion, and it was an Italian villa. It's an Italian villa. I promised you guys videos every other day, and that was fine. I was able to deliver that promise when I was making tiny homes, which, granted, fine, easy. It took me about an hour to maybe build and furnish the thing, plus another hour to edit the video, then do my voice recording, and then take my pictures and everything. But here's the problem. Here's the real problem, is that I've fallen in love with the idea of building these big, large McMansions / castles, and unfortunately, it takes a lot longer to build these, and when you run into some issues with The Sims, I ran into this issue, was the freeze, and I can't really describe it accurately. Like, I don't have the actual definition next to me, but a freeze, as I understand it, is like the crown molding, but for the outside. So I will show you what that looks like when it pops up on the screen, and it was giving me a lot of issues when I tried to build a balcony on the inside, and it was like the staircases lead up into this big balcony, and it's supposed to look over the foyer. It's supposed to be really grand and beautiful. When I did that, for some reason, okay, boom, there's the freeze. If you look at the second floor, boom, the second floor right there, that little structure underneath the railing, that's the freeze. Okay, but when I was trying to build the big foyer looking thing, it was like clipping on the inside. I don't know why it was doing that, and ultimately I had to find like some big workaround, and I only had to compromise a little bit, which I don't like compromising, period, especially when I'm building something straight out of my imagination. That's like the only time I don't like compromising, is when I'm trying to have like real, artistic license to do whatever the hell I want to do. I don't like having to like compromise with the game, and I did, but it wasn't that bad, and in the end, everything turned out the way I wanted it to. I actually saw a picture of this big Italian villa called Villa Elba, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe it has a different name, I can't remember. If I do find it again, I will let you know down below. You'll find like those links, especially with like my social media and everything down below, and it was really pretty in so much that it was very symmetrical. I think this building actually looks a lot more like a castle than my previous build, simply because it has like that large patio, like the out patio from the backyard. It looks a lot more like a castle, I think, but it's considered a villa. I don't know what are the actual criteria for a villa versus a castle, because to me they both have an ostentatious amount of bedrooms / bathrooms. I don't know. Every time I try to make it make sense, like the difference between a castle and a villa is that a villa only has like 10 bedrooms and a castle has 30. I don't know. I'm pretty sure there are some more definitive rules and guidelines as to how like you name or kind of like identify what you're working with here, but yeah, this is definitely supposed to be like a quote-unquote villa. But another limitation that I find in The Sims 4 is that we only have 64 by 64 lots, and a 64 by 64 lot is, personally, in my perspective, like a big hindrance, because I like to make big mausoleums. I like to get super in-depth into, like, when I build castles, I don't know why, like my imagination goes really far. So I have like a family living in it for like 19 generations, and then what's really wonky, especially when you play The Sims after so many generations, then like the lineage gets really weird, because they don't differentiate between cousins, and like it's weird. Like, they all get that same weird chin action going on. I don't know if I like it too much. It just looks really messy, and but nonetheless, it doesn't bother me, especially since I play the game with mods anyway. I kind of just create my own universe, and so like really big builds, what I like to do is make mausoleums. I like to make big grounds. I like to, have people be born and die in the same home, and I don't know, like that's like, I was reading this thing on Reddit. It's like, what is classy if you're rich but trashy if you're poor? Like, if you're really, really rich, it's really, really classy to like be born and die in the same home. But like if you're like middle class or whatever, then it's somehow expected of you to move out of your parents' place and then start your own home. That makes no sense to me. Maybe I'm in the wrong here, but in my perspective, I'm like, really rich people, like, they inherit like these big homes, and it's kind of prestigious to say that you were born and raised in a home and then you inherited it and then you died in it and then it gets passed down to, to generations after you. Like, that's like a real sign of wealth. But then, if you're not of that class, then somehow it speaks less than of you if you don't move out of your parents' home. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's just something that I noticed. And I decided, like, I don't know much about Italian, what's it called? Like, old Italian, like, historical Italian, like, internal design. This is just, like, the best that I could do based on my knowledge / pictures / what I had at disposal in terms of objects for me in The Sims, because one thing I've realized is that in The Sims, they don't really have that many historical things. One thing they had a lot of that came with Discover University, which, again, like, I kind of shudder every time I say Discover University, because who the hell discovers a university? But you know what, neither here nor there. They do have a lot of, like, cool doors and, like, wallpapers that look very historical, that came with the world of Brightchester, but I was like, all right, whatever. One thing I want to add before I forget, because this home is like no CC, but one thing I've been really getting into lately is building secret hallways and rooms. And so I have 3 secret rooms and then 2 secret hallways. 3 secret hallways. 1 secret hallway leading you into the bathroom and the kitchen, 1 leading you into the mistress's bathroom from like the king's quote-unquote room, and then another one leading the governess to the nursery. I don't know why I did that, but I figured, like, I would definitely have expanded this build a lot more. I just had, like, a problem. Like, I was really limited in the amount of bedrooms / bathrooms I was making, because when I was building that overlooking balcony, I wanted it to be like a 2 wide. I don't know if this makes any sense to you, but I'm just, like, rambling my thoughts. But I wanted it to be a 2 wide kind of, like, area so that it didn't seem as cramped and tiny. I don't know if that makes sense. But basically, when you look at that overarching balcony inside the house, I wanted it to be a 2 wide instead of a 1 wide. It didn't look as pretty if it was a 2 wide, if it was a 1 wide. But I don't know if that really makes any sense. I didn't use as many packs as I did last time. I used 12, which maybe for some people is a lot, and I apologize for that. But I don't really like limiting the amount of objects that I use, especially in these big builds. It's more about, like, what I can do creatively with what, The Sims offers. Anyway, guys, this is getting really close to the end of the video, and I appreciate having you guys here with me this long. If you like this video or you like any other video on my channel, please consider leaving me a thumbs up, a like, and a comment, because that lets me know that you like my work and that you like the stuff that I put out, and I'll be sure to leave you videos maybe every other day or whenever I can. Depending on what mood I'm in. But anyway, guys, we're really close to the end. Okay, bye. Love you.